Ask the Passengers by A.S. King was published in 2012 by Little Brown and Company. This follows a girl named Astrid Jones, and she has recently realized that she's gay. But her parents aren't the best parents, and she doesn't really have any friends, so she can't really come out to anyone she can trust. So what she does is she spends most of her time laying on a picnic table in her backyard and watching planes go by overhead. I read A.S. King's Please Ignore Verdites when I was an angsty teenager, probably in 9th grade or something, and I loved it. So I was excited to pick up another A.S. King book after all these years. I mean, I was pretty sure I'd love it because I love Verdites so much. But I hated this. I'm not quite sure why I finished this because it was infuriating to read and I was so angry the entire time I was reading it. Astrid is so incredibly unlikable. It's ridiculous. She's really pretentious and she thinks she's better than everyone else because she reads Socrates in her free time. Like, she went on for like pages about how she's so heightened, her intelligence is, she's so much more intelligent than everyone else because she spends her free time reading Socrates. And she's so judgmental, which is irritating because Astrid spends so much of her time calling other people judgmental. She lives in this tiny town, and this is a really irritating trope to me, is when everyone in the small town is just like a small-minded hick who has no moral judgment or anything like that, and they're just awful people. And so she lives in a town like this, and she spends a lot of her time talking about how judgmental they are, but in reality she's more judgmental than all of them. I mean, at one point when she's talking about how intelligent she is, she says, "Frankly, the more I read about the philosophers of ancient Greece, the more I think her life is a waste. What's she learning? What's she questioning? She knows everything, which means she doesn't know anything." I mean, and she just goes on for pages about Socrates, and Socrates has nothing to do with this book. And then with the small town thing again, she talks about how the Ku Klux Klan is always leaving little mints in their mailboxes to make them join and stuff. And then back to the Socrates thing again, she goes on like a 2-paragraph rant about how Socrates only has one name and it's really irritating. Occasionally the perspective changes to follow the people who are in the planes that fly overhead, and they are just as unlikable. It could have been really interesting to see some different perspectives, but really it didn't add anything to the plot at all. I mean, most of the plane passengers are just complaining about how awful their lives are when they're not even that awful. They're talking about how their lives suck, and they can easily change how much their lives suck by just trying, and they don't. They're just so busy complaining about everything that they're not going to make anything better. So this does follow a girl who is gay, so that's good for LGBT representation. And a lot of people really love this book, and so if a teacher wanted to teach something that had an LGBT character in it, this might be a good choice because tons of people love this and it helped a lot of people I know of. If you go on Goodreads, everybody loves it. I mean, A.S. King does have a good writing style, which may be part of the reason I kept reading, but just the characters are just so annoying and full of themselves. I'm really disappointed I didn't like this. I really wanted to like it because I love Please Ignore Verdites. Maybe it's because I'm not an angsty teenager anymore, or maybe it's just because this really is annoying, but I didn't like it. That was my review of Ask the Passengers by A.S. King. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.